The role of reason is very important, because ultimately, how are you going to explain the past? It has to be explained at one level very reasonably. You have to have reasonable explanations. Now, my point is that you can't make a fetish out of rational explanations. They are very important, they're central, they're foundational, but at the same time, there is something, I think, in the writing of history which may be called marginal, which has something to do with instinct, imagination, the leap of the imagination, where when you're seeking an explanation, it's like when you have a problem, you're trying to solve a problem, and you're seeking to explain that problem. You find very rational explanations, and then you suddenly say, however, one can also think of such and such. Now, this does happen in history. We all think of explanations, and then somewhere in the middle of the night you say, but I haven't thought of this. This is slightly imaginative. But in order to make that into a proper explanation, a historical explanation, you have to back it up with reliable evidence. And that is the area in which the question of reason becomes absolutely crucial. You cannot say, I think it might have been like that, and therefore I'm deriving this result. Or you cannot imagine that various things existed which brought a certain result. Consequently, in checking the reliability of your evidence more than anything else, and also, of course, in making causal relationships, the dependence on making it reasonable is very important. Partly because it's more convincing if there is a rationale behind it. And secondly, it's also that it increases the value of the evidence that you're quoting. If you can say that this is not something I've made up, but this is something that's there, and these are the reasons why I think it is important.